So it's all set now. 3:30 next week. All starting with the NFL today. The 49ers and the Cowboys. Pat Summerall, John Madden will bring you the action here from Texas Stadium.
Jimmy Johnson says, I tell my team early in a week like this, you're good enough to win. We're going to prepare to win. And, you know, they were just good enough today. They made mistakes enough to lose against a real good team, but the Packers couldn't take advantage. They make the same mistakes. Could be a different story next week.
He says I give them a fair assessment, and I think he can be pretty fair every week when he says we're the better team. Now we got to go out and do it. The Cowboys do it today. For Randy Cross and Jim Gray, I'm Jim Nance saying so long from Texas Stadium, where the final score is the Dallas Cowboys 27, the Green Bay Packers 17. Coming up next on CBS is the NFL Today post-game show with Greg Gumbel and Terry Bradshaw. Dennis Green with them as well. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.
There's one in Portland, Maine, and one in Portland, Oregon. Chances are, though, you live someplace else in America. So we put one there, too. Cellular One, clear across America.
Now Ortega goes to the garden for summer-ripe tomatoes, crisp white onions, green bell peppers, and lively jalapenos to make a salsa that tastes like you just picked it. New garden-style salsa. So red, so green, so full of extra big bites of plump, juicy vegetables. For a taste that's extra fresh. New garden-style salsa. It's a fresh new way to experience Mex to the max.
It's the biggest appliance sale in America, and these are the 4 biggest days of the sale. Right now at Sears National Home Appliance Sale, all refrigerators, all washers and dryers, all freezers, all microwaves, all cooking appliances, all vacuums, and all dishwashers are on sale for 4 days only. All TVs, all camcorders, all 4-head VCRs. You know the one you want's on sale because they're all on sale. Don't miss the 4 best days of the National Home Appliance Sale at Sears Brand Central.
Consider what your feet endure every day. This wear and tear can really take its toll. Poor fitting shoes can cause your bones to shift and develop painful bunions or hammer toes, while heel spurs can make your workouts very painful. Fortunately, there's Foot Care Plus. The specialists at Foot Care Plus can examine your feet and offer effective solutions. Call today. Foot Care Plus, where a sore foot meets a skilled hand.
Would have happened without UNICEF.
They have a right to have a future, and they have the right to survive.
Please, help UNICEF help the children. For more information, call 1-800-75-CRISIS.
Back in our studios here in New York, along with Terry Bradshaw and Dennis Green, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome, everyone. Coming up on this post-game edition of the NFL Today, we'll go back out to Texas Stadium for interviews. We'll bring you up to date on the latest in the Kansas City-Houston AFC Divisional Playoff game at the Astrodome. The winner there will meet the Buffalo Bills, and we will talk live with one of those Bills, wide receiver Bill Brooks, who is the toast of upstate New York today. Still ahead of us on this busy sports Sunday, we'll take you out to Bloomington, Indiana, where Bobby Knight and the 11th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers are getting set to host the Fab Four of Michigan. The Wolverines are ranked 10th. The game that you just saw, it was the Dallas Cowboys over the Green Bay Packers by a 27-17 score. That means that San Francisco will be at Dallas. 3:30 Eastern time is the starting time for the NFL Today next Sunday. And as far as the Cowboys are concerned, let's send you back to Irving, Texas. Jim Gray is standing by with a hero or two. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Greg. I'm joined by Emmett Smith and Troy Aikman. First with you, Emmett. How's the shoulder? How you feeling?
Shoulder's feeling fine. I'm doing okay, and I'm just glad to get this victory on our belt so we can go now and get prepared for the next game.
You took quite a shot there at the beginning of the third quarter. Did it hurt you or just sting you?
It didn't really hurt me. It stung me a lot more than it hurt me. And, you know, after the series, after one play or two, I was able to go back in, but Jimmy decided to keep me on the bench.
Will you be able to play against the 49ers next week?
I will be able to play against the 49ers.
I know you want to get in and ice now. Thanks for coming out.
Definitely.
Okay, congratulations. Troy, big day for you. 3 touchdown passes. You guys seemingly were able to move the ball very much at will in the first 3 quarters.
Well, I wouldn't quite agree with that. We did a nice job of being able to move the football. We had some things that slowed us down. We had the turnovers that killed some of our drives, and then they started presenting somewhat of a problem for us there in the second half. But all in all, I thought the guys played well.
Did you guys let up there in the third period, fourth period?
No, I really don't think so. You know, we would like to have gotten the running game going a little bit better. That's when they started bringing the safety up, and we pulled back a little bit, but that was more by design than from what they were doing.
How about the 49ers? You beat them in last year's NFC title game, and then this year you beat them back on October 17th. How about the 49ers?
Well, they're an outstanding football team. There's no question about it. And I think a lot was made of the way that they finished off the season, but I think everyone realizes the talent that they have and the team that they have. And they came out yesterday and showed it against a good football team in New York. So we're going to have our hands full. I think it's going to be another outstanding ball game come Sunday.
Jimmy told us at halftime the fake punt woke you guys up. Is that accurate? When it failed.
Well, I guess that's the only response he can give since it didn't work, huh?
Troy, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you next week. Let's go back to New York and Terry and Greg.
All right, thank you, Jim. You know,
good answer.
Yeah, my hat's off to Emmett Smith too, because a good sting is the same as a hurt in my book any day. This game, Dennis, certainly changed right at the end of the first half. Green Bay Packers were really in this football game up until then.
Yeah, the score was 7-3 really until they had the fumble, and it really was very close to even being 7-6. I thought Dallas really was pressing a little bit. They weren't playing their style of football in the first half. The second half was a little bit different. And I thought Green Bay, though, just was not able to capitalize with their offense. A pretty solid defensive game, but not a very good offensive game.
So now we look ahead to Dallas against San Francisco. And the question all along has been a very questionable San Francisco defense, which looked very good against the New York Giants yesterday.
Yeah, Coach Green and I were talking before the show today, and the one thing I found it interesting that they could elevate their play so rapidly. But that didn't start the day of the game. That actually started Monday after their last game against Philadelphia. The 49ers went out and beat the #1 defense in the National Football League, beat them at home. The Cowboys today beat the #2 defense at home. You got the perfect scenario. Teams that can win without a running game, that can throw the football down the field. And I thought the key today for the Cowboys, you know, they were lucky they weren't playing the 49ers, who would have gone for the jugular vein on those turnovers. But the key today was the fact that Troy got the ball down the field, got away from the flats, and got the touchdowns when they needed them.
All right, Terry. Later today, the Chiefs and the Oilers will wrap up the divisional playoff round. Our man at the Astrodome is Matt Millen.
Well, here in Houston, there's kind of a contrast in moods. The Oilers seemed very loose in practice yesterday. They were messing around, didn't even talk about the game. The Chiefs, on the other hand, came in and seemed a little uptight, and they were anxious to get this thing going. Now, Montana, as usual, showed up very early, and if he shows up, that means the Kansas City offense will be here in full force. Chris Dishman, a defensive back from the Oilers, tells us how they're going to try to defend Montana.
We got to cover throughout, you know, to the whistle end. We cannot afford to look in the backfield or nothing like that, and not having cheap passes on us today, cheap deep passes for touchdowns. I think that's pretty well much said. Yeah.
Now, the Kansas City defense has some problems of their own, specifically Gary Brown, the running back from the Oilers. Now, Brown has turned into an absolute monster in this 11-game win streak, and he's going to have to be a huge factor for the Oilers.
By adding Brown, you know, the running game has definitely become a factor in their success over the 11 games that they won, and it's something that we got to pay respect to. You know, I think if we can get to our moon early, and try his hurt ribs, it will help us in the game.
Well, with all this talk of all the offensive personnel, Moon, Montana, Gary Brown, the thing that interests me most is what Houston offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride told me. He said that if Mike Munchak, the offensive guard, plays well, then they'll do well. And I think that's huge praise for an offensive lineman. Guys?
All right, Matt, thanks very much. You know, we've been talking so much about how Joe Montana is going to handle that Houston defense. What about Kansas City's defense ability to handle Warren Moon and company?
It's going to be tough because Kansas City primarily plays zone. I think we're going to have a hard time playing zone and stopping the run. And Warren Moon has had a lot of success against that zone. Spreading them out.
I agree with that. And if you flop it back over and get to Montana, because he seems to be the one everyone is focusing on. One thing about Buddy Ryan, and you know this, Dennis, he'll come after you with a blitz. and you'll get a touchdown on him. But unlike most teams, he'll continue to come after you, and he'll continue to come after you, figuring eventually we're going to get the turnover, and we're going to turn it in, and it's going to make points for us.
All right, Terry, Dennis, a timeout here. When we come back, we will talk live with Bill Brooks of the Buffalo Bills right after this.
I'm in this Italian opera to prove how Italian Subway's Italian subs are. For a limited time, enjoy our spicy pizza sub or Italian steak, both with Carm's marinara, sauce from a recipe by our founder's mother. So open up and say ciao.
New hot Italian subs from $1.69 at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
Che buon panino! Sì, $1.69.
There are times you can feel your body heat rising, higher and higher. Fortunately, there's Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated. Every time your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection to keep you cooler, drier.
You're up next.
Thank you. Good morning.
Nothing protects you like Degree. Your body heat turns it on.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Better try something else. Mine really works.
You'd better try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it more than all leading brands. Selsun Blue, doctor recommended #1.
How do I like my steak? How do I like my steak? Bold, eye-opening, spicy. It gets you here, and it gets you right here. A1 Bold. Yeah, that's what I'm in the mood for.
Original A1 and new A1 Bold. They're how steak is done.
This machine makes something that's in high demand these days. An item that represents many things, like quality, innovation, and the pursuit of perfection, which is why you'll find this popular item on both America's best-selling car and America's best-selling truck. In fact, 5 of the 10 best-selling vehicles in America last year were wearing one of these. Ford. We're attached to quality.
From the #1 bestseller.
I have a right to see my kids.
The dramatic saga of 2 families destroyed by a wife obsessed with revenge.
I will die before I let him have my boys.
That'll never happen.
Kelly McGillis, Keith Carradine, and Harry Hamlin.
I can't find my boys.
Based on the true story in The Best of Families tonight.
Welcome back, everyone. Final score today. The Packers losing to the Cowboys by a score of 27-17. Yesterday, the Bills overcame the elements and the Los Angeles Raiders to post a 29-23 victory. Joining us now live from Rich Stadium is Buffalo wide receiver Bill Brooks, who caught a pair of Jim Kelly scoring strikes. Bill, congratulations to you, first of all. Secondly, welcome to the postgame show. 2 touchdown catches on a cold day. Do you expect that?
No, I really didn't. I really thought the running game would be more of a factor as far as we run the ball a little bit more in the game because it was cold, but I was happy to be a part of it.
And just how cold was it?
It was very cold. My fingers and my toes are quite cold, but sometimes you have to put that out your mind and just concentrate on your assignment out there.
Hey, Bill, how in the world can you explain to me how this offense, the Buffalo Bills, was able to function in those conditions?
Well, I think it helps a lot because we practice in this type of condition of weathers, and during that week it was kind of cold, and we kind of practicing it for 2 days, and we got used to it that way. And then you just have to go out there and concentrate on your assignment. These guys here are putting the game foremost before anything as far as the weather's concerned.
Now, being a former quarterback, an old one now, I might add, I was extremely impressed with Jim Kelly. Your impressions of Kelly and how he was able to control the football?
Well, Jim controlled the whole game. He knew what he wanted to do out there as far as mix up the run and the pass. He wanted to get the ball to Thurman Thomas as much as possible and also keep on passing the ball to keep him off balance. And he called a great game out there. You know, he saw some things that he wanted to do, and he called the plays and put the ball right there in the money. I mean, he put, I would say, all his passes out there in the money. I know his stats were like 27 for 37. He should have been 28 for 37 because I did drop a pass out there early in the day.
Yeah, shame on you, Bill. Listen, you are new to the team this year, but many of the members of that team are looking to go to a 4th straight Super Bowl. What's the mood on the team, particularly when all people talk about is the fact that the Buffalo Bills lost the last 3 Super Bowls?
Well, the mood on the team is great. You know, the guys are concentrating on just, hey, let's get to the Super Bowl. And they're not worried about anything that's happened in the past. Only thing we concern ourselves about is what's ahead of us right now. And right now, what's ahead of us is the winner between Houston and Kansas City, and The guys are concentrating on that and just trying to work hard in practice.
All right, Bill. Bill Brooks of the Buffalo Bills. Congratulations once again to you. Good luck to you next week.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Our pleasure. Stay warm, too.
He's the only one that's ever thanked us for having him on. You know what?
Look at the timing. We'll take a timeout. Come right back.
It's never fun to eat and run, to rush and eat too fast, 'cause you know it's gonna catch up with you at last.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
Imagine a deodorant that keeps a man feeling as clean and fresh as this all through the day. Well, this is it. It's Ban for Men. Clean and fresh because it goes on clear. And Ban for Men sets up a clear shield of protection that fights odor-causing bacteria for a full 24 hours. So feel this clean, this fresh. Try Clear Ban for Men deodorant. And now, Ban for Men comes in new antiperspirant formula. It's the first clear solid that helps keep you dry.
When the clink hammers dropped by unexpectedly, it was beef and pasta primavera. For the first ever straight A report card, it was stir-fried beef fajitas. And for the upset victory in the bowling league tourney, it was bistro steak subs. Of course, it's not that you need a special occasion to appreciate dinners like these. All you really need is half an hour, and your average Wednesday will do just fine. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Well, the first time I tried it, it was like, whoa, this is a new experience.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care Tartar Control Gel. What's it like the first time?
It's just like I left the dentist chair. You know that polished feeling you get when the tartar's gone and your teeth feel brand new? Arm & Hammer is the tartar control gel with baking soda and a fresh mint taste. So now I get that fresh from the dentist feeling anytime I feel like it.
Arm & Hammer Tartar Control Gel for that fresh from the dentist feeling of clean. And now introducing that healthy feeling in new neat and easy stand-up tubes. Look for them in your store today.
Hi, it's me, the nanny. You know, whenever I watch football, all I see are sneaker ads. Now, I've tried the disc. I've even tried the one that lights up when you walk. But when it's all said and done, the one I prefer is the pump.
Fran Drescher stars as the nanny, Wednesday on CBS.
A reminder for you, college basketball coming up next, Michigan versus Indiana. We'll see you next week. The NFL today at 3:30 Eastern Time, San Francisco at Dallas. Coach Dennis Green, thanks for joining us.
Juiciness. Joe, you've gone against him when he was Mike's defensive coordinator, when he was head coach of the Eagles. Where do you stand on Buddy Ryan?
I'll tell you what, Jim, I think what you can't lose track of is this is a team